Hey everyone, yeah, it's me, Hannah. I am still a little sick, so bear with me if my voice sounds weird. Yeah, I finally am making a YouTube video. What? I'm shook. So today I'm gonna be doing like a paranormal story time, I guess. If I see you like at school, I'm pretty sure you've heard me talk about it because I am very interested in it. I'm like, hello, my house is haunted. Like, that's literally how I greet people. Just kidding. But yeah, I guess we'll start from the beginning. Just jump in. Okay, so it all started when I first moved here. I lived here for about 4 years now. I used to stay in my old room. This was my brother's room. I moved in here because the closet's bigger. I really like it in here and got windows, whatever. But my grandma was living with us at the time. Like she'd come and live here, and she'd go back home. Like it was kind of like where she didn't want to always be here, but she didn't always want to be home. One of the days she had left, and I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna sleep in her room, which was my old room, because her bed was like super comfortable. And I don't know why, I really wanted to sleep in there. I remember I was sitting up on the bed and like I just suddenly like I couldn't breathe, and I was just like, oh, maybe my asthma's back, I don't know. Anyways, I was like, I'm gonna go sleep in her room. And so I came in my room because like I couldn't breathe, and I was like, and like I like was fine. So then I went back in there. Yeah, I went back in there after I couldn't breathe. Anyways, I thought nothing of it because at the time I was kind of like going to church, and I would kind of like try to ignore anything bad because, you know, it's like, oh, there's no such thing. Anyways, so that night I had a dream that I was asleep on my couch, and then somebody was behind me, and they were like, say like, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine. Then I had woken up, or I thought I woke up, and so my room and my brother's room are Jack and Jill, so the restrooms are here. And so I had thought, oh, like I'll leave my restroom door open so I could just go straight back to my room, get dressed for school, and then leave. That's what I was thinking in my head. And I had thought I was awake. I felt like there was eyes staring at me through my restroom. So I was like, okay, like screaming, like I was calling my mom, like I couldn't move, and they kept getting closer and closer. Somehow I managed to turn over, I think, or something. Like I think I closed my eyes because I didn't want to see it anymore, because like I was terrified. Like I went back to sleep, and then the next day I told my friends, like I was like, dude, I had the craziest dream ever. At the time I didn't realize like what sleep paralysis was. I kind of just thought like it was a dream. That was like my first encounter with it, I guess. And so it kind of just like progressed. I get, you know, like it feeds on your fear. So my friends would come over and they would say like, oh, like I saw somebody in your restroom, or like I saw like a figure, or like something like that. It was like always like these little things. I used to have my piano in this corner right here, and I'd be playing it. Like my friends would like watch, and they'd be like, oh my god, Hannah, like I just saw something in your restroom. I'd be like, don't play, cause that's not something we joke around about here, okay? So it was just like little things like that, like, oh, like I see something, right? No biggie. One night I was home alone. Nobody was living with us at the time. Like it's not like, oh, like maybe your sibling or your dog. Like no. One day I was sitting on the couch, and this was months after like I had pretty much forgotten the dream. This was like months after that. And so, you know, like how I said, like you kept hearing and seeing things in the house, like whatever. I was texting on Snapchat, like I was like, oh, like good night streaks, yes bitch, streaks. I was just saying like, oh, like good night, and I was saying like I love you guys, like whatever. And I put my phone down and I was falling asleep, but then I heard this loud clap. I don't even know how to describe it. Like it was like I was like the SpongeBob meme. And so I remember thinking like, okay, Jason, like that's my stepdad's name. I was like, you can stop now, like, okay. And then I didn't get a response because he does that when he tries to scare me. He'll do that. So like he'll clap, and I'd be like, well, it's like, okay, like it's not funny. Come out now, because like I said, they were gone. So I thought they had gotten back early. Then I had like no reply, so I was like, they probably went back outside. And so I texted mom, and then I was like, oh, when did y'all get here? And I said, how come y'all didn't even say hi to me? And like, you know, just like joking, like, wow. And then she was like, we're not home yet. So I was a little freaked out. And so at this point, I'm like, there's somebody in my house. Like, I'm gonna die. And it's like, I was calling like everybody I knew that, like everybody I thought would answer their phones. Like, I was like calling them, and then my calls were all failing. Like, none of them were going through. The TV was like, the TV turned off. Like, I was scared. I remember like at this point I had like all my stuff in my hands. And so finally one of my calls went through. It was to my friend Cami. And I was like, Cami, like, I'm gonna lift up my phone. I need you to tell me if there's something behind me because I'm scared. She was like, okay, I'll let you know, or something like that. And so I did. I like looked at the camera behind me on FaceTime, and she's like, Hannah, there's nothing there. And I yeeted to my room. I was like, and I ran, and I like put her up on my like mirror, and I just started crying. I was crying, and I was just like, I'm not crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure that I would kind of tell my mom like, oh, like I've seen things in the house, and she would be like, okay, whatever, like I'm sure you did. But this time I was like, I'm not crazy. I'm like, I'm serious. Like I heard it. Like I'm not crazy. Like, and I just kept repeating that. Like I heard it. Like I heard it. It was loud. So my mom got home, and she was like, why'd you ask me if we were here? If we were here, like, obviously we weren't. So I had to tell her like I heard a clap, and I like told her and everything. She didn't believe me, but my stepdad overheard me say like, oh, I heard a clap, and then he came in and he clapped, and it sounded exactly the same that I fell down with. Like, I was scared. I was scared. I like fell down and started crying. It was so scary. So that was like the first time like knowing that I wasn't the only one in the house. And the crazy part is that every single experience that I have had with this ghost, I'm home alone. Okay, so y'all gonna probably think I'm stupid that we did this, but me and my friends, it was prom night, and we decided to do a seance. We like asked it like a bunch of questions, and when we asked it for its name, we all got the same thing. We all got that it was Alex, and that he was young, and that he was like, he couldn't find any peace. And so we're like, okay, like who do you want peace from? And like I had gotten my stepdad, so did some of my other friends, and then somebody else like I got my mom. So it was like, okay, like what? And so I had asked my mom, I was like, Mom, did you know an Alex, like who died at a young age? She's like, no, like I've never met an Alex in my entire life. So I was like, okay. And so like a month later passed. That same night I had lost one of my cousins, and the night of her funeral, we were I was with my family outside, my stepdad and my mom, and I was just talking, like, you know, like on the lines of like people who have passed away young, like at young ages. And so I looked at my stepdad and I said,
did you know someone named Alex who died?
And he looked at me like shocked, like he was like, what? And I was like,
did you know Alex?
And he was like, how'd you know? Like, and then I was like, wait. And so he was like, yeah, like that was my best friend when I was little.
And I was like, he died? At what age? And he was
like, yeah.
Like he died really young in a car accident.
I was so shook. I was so shook. This was the beginning of Alex. I'm screaming. That's kind of like his name, so I don't have to refer to it as the ghost. We call it Alex now. He has a name, he's cool. He's never really harmed me, but I also feel like there's another ghost in the house because I'll do another story time about that one. Sorry, I trail off. I'm so sorry. YouTube's not for me. So I was really surprised. I was like, but that was whenever I discovered that I wasn't crazy. And so he thought, he finally believed me. That was when he was like, holy shit, like this whole ghost shit is real. And he was just like, I'm sorry I ever doubted you for you didn't like know the name of my best friend that passed away when he was like 9. That's crazy. And I was like, yeah, I told you.
We've been new.
And so like every now and then you would just hear like noises in the house. Like I would hear the switches like flicker, the lights would go on and off. I would hear the doors opening and closing in the middle of the night during the summer because I was always up late, like up till 6 in the morning. So I would hear noises. Well, another night my parents left. And they had literally just left too. And like the crazy thing is like these experiences when they leave, it's not that it's like late at night anyway, either way. It's like 10 or 11, you know, it's pretty early. So I was listening to my music really loud. And you know, like when you're like,
You're home alone, you're like, yeah.
well, that was me. I was kind of just like dancing around. And I was like dancing in the mirror. Don't judge me, you do it too. Well, I was dancing in the mirror and I had accidentally took a picture. I don't know how, but like in the picture I'm like it's a weird position. You can't see this door because it's like my mirror, right? And so you can only see this door. I'm gonna put like a picture. I'll put the picture right here. So I hope that was long enough for you to just pause it, you know? I had just cleaned my room spotless. Like my mirrors got wiped down, it was clean. And I have Christmas lights in my room that were on. But outside that door, it was pitch black because I live in a really small city and there's no street lights. Like there's nothing out here. Like it's dark, like it's pitch black at nighttime. And so I had my door open for some reason. And I never leave my door open. Like my door is always closed because most of the time my guest room door is open, and I don't like that room because that's like the room, like that's the haunted room. That's what I refer to it as. Like it's always that room where I can feel something or see something or I hear noises. It's always in that room, so I don't like that room at all. So I don't know why I decided to leave my door open, but I did. And so when I took the picture, it looks like somebody's trying to like see what I'm doing, and they're kind of like peeking through the doorway. And keep in mind, this was on Snapchat, so y'all can't be like, oh, like that's Photoshop or that's a glare, like a glare. Okay, it wasn't a glare. Like there is a face, you can't not see it, like it's there. That was an actual picture I had gotten. I remember being terrified, and I had called my friend Cammy and I was like,
girl, let me tell you the picture I just took.
I was scared. I was shivering. Excuse me, sir. Don't be staring at me. So that's picture evidence that I have. Then that was in like July. Yeah, that was in July. So now we're in August. Yeah, in August, my friends come over after. It was like a Saturday, you know. It was just like a girls' day. We're gonna make some slime. And my friend was like, she had like a creepy feeling, you know. And she was sitting at our bar because we have like a little bar, and then in the kitchen we have an island. And so I was in the kitchen on the island and she was sitting on the bar. And so she's sitting there and I'm like talking to her, you know, I can't see what she can see because there's like a hallway that goes that way to the washroom, my mom's room, and the garage. And so she can see that hallway, but I can't. Well, I had came into the garage and hold on. I had the light off when I came in the garage and it turned on. That's what I'm trying to say, but I can't get the right words. It's pretty loud. So I heard the little click. She's sitting there, and I had walked towards her to the kitchen table because we were gonna be like, okay, let's start making the slime, like let's get to it. And she was like, Hannah, did you turn off the light? And I was like, yeah, why? It's on. I'm quivering. Sorry, I suck at story time. All that night, she just kept like seeing things, and I kept hearing it. Like, you can like, we were live. I don't want to post the live video because we were disgusting on that live, but you can like get us reacting to things at the exact same time. Like, did you hear that? Or like, did you see that? It was kind of like, it kind of made me feel like I wasn't insane because it was like we both would hear it or we both would see it, and it was just those little things like, whoa. So that was like going on for about an hour or two. Like the curtains would move aggressively, like not just like, oh, like sway because of the fan. They would get like aggressive, like if somebody was shaking them, like something like that, and I'd be like, okay, stop, and then they would just like calm down. It's the fan. Those are my paranormal experiences, whether you believe them or not, or you could take this as a joke. Frankly, I don't care. If you don't believe me, well then you can watch this video for laughs, I guess. I'm pretty funny. I am going to be trying to post more videos on YouTube and kind of get out there more. I'll do some collabs. I'll be doing like, maybe one day I'll do a makeup tutorial, even though I'm trash at makeup. I'll do some funny videos, you know. If you know me, I'm funny. But yep, that's it for today's video. Wow. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I guess I can link down my social media. I don't know. Anyways, peace out. I love you guys. So yeah, the light, that's it. Bitch, end the fucking video. Shit.